National crisis: missing and murdered Indigenous women. In the United States and Canada, there are over several cases of Indigenous women and young girls reported as missing or murdered. The missing and murdered Indigenous women, known as the MMIW crisis, continues as these cases continue to go unreported and unresolved. As concerning as it sounds, their stories continue to be ignored. This is not a tragedy, this is a demand for justice. This is a national crisis. Thousands of families are left without answers or any updates on their children or family members missing. Systematically, this also ties into systematic injustices and systematic failures because these cases continue to go unsolved. Places where Indigenous women are reported missing: Alaska, Montana, South Dakota, Arizona, New Mexico, Washington, urban cities like Seattle, Minneapolis, and Albuquerque. Savannah's Act. Savannah LaFontaine Greywind was a 22-year-old Indigenous woman from North Dakota who was brutally murdered in 2017. Savannah's law instills a response time of law enforcement when Indigenous women go missing or are murdered. This law makes sure that enforcement and the Department of Justice is keeping track of those who are reported missing. Unfortunately, this law was instilled because enforcement officers were not taking these cases seriously and were actually losing track of the amount of victims that did lose their lives. This act ensures accountability. Statistical analysis: 4 in 5 Indigenous women have experienced violence in their lifetime. 10 times higher murdered rates for women living on reservations compared to the national average. 5,712 missing Indigenous women or girls reported in 2016. 84% of Indigenous women have experienced violence in their lifetime, and 56% of all women will experience physical violence by an intimate partner. Activism and movements. Wear red dresses on May 5th. Red handprints over the mouth symbolizes silence victims. Red dresses hung or worn to honor missing women. Hashtag MMIW and hashtag No More Stolen Sisters. Hashtags used for awareness. These movements and organizations help with the MMIW crisis by supporting family members and seeking legal help for lost victims. This also helps to collect the data and keep track of the missing and murdered women, especially when law enforcement fails. Healing programs honor the Indigenous culture and help these communities deal with the grief and trauma as they all work together to bring justice and support those that were affected. Organizations that are involved include the National Indigenous Women Resources Center, NIWRC, Native Hope, Bodies Institute, Urban Indian Health Institute, UIHI, and MMIW USA. How can we help? We can help by donating to groups like the NIWRC, the Native Hope, SBI, or MMIW USA. We can also volunteer or attend their events, webinars, and fundraisers. You can also contact local, state, and federal representatives to support legislation like Savannah's Act and the Not Invisible Act. Advocate for better tracking of cases and improve law enforcement responses. Thank you.